the sauce real quick, man.
Told on that we at the kickback. Talk about this at the kickback. Talk about that at the kickback. Talk about rap at the kickback. Talk R&B at the kickback. You might find me at the kickback. Talk about sports at the kickback. Long stories are short at the kickback. Got guests of all sorts at the kickback. We at the kickback. We at the kickback. We at the kickback. We in the kickback.
Well, Shamar probably won't.
You said what?
No, I was saying Shamar probably won't be in it if you take it later.
Oh yeah. No, I mean like I'll take it later, as in like when I'm editing.
Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, are y'all posing right now? Or y'all just looking?
I thought we were done with it. Peter over here staring at the camera
looking
hard
at
as
those
hell.
two. They're just like,
You got me cracking, man. Oh,
I'm trying to see how long I can hold it.
Oh, man.
My fault.
Welcome back to the Kickback Podcast. Yes, it's our third episode. Probably the last episode of the year. So please watch and stay tuned for this specific episode. Yes. Now I got Chris with me, Shamar with me, part of the team. And we got two guests. This is the first time they've been on since we changed the name. And they're two close friends of ours from out of the Berg. So give it up for my brother Rodrigo and my other brother Gerard.
Insert the applause.
I would say cue applause button.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, I was tripping for a second. I was like, what? I was about to say, why did he say I was a guest? Am I not a guest? But this
I'll be a guest on that show, but but yeah, how's everybody doing? I know it's holiday season and a lot has happened since we've recorded in the world. We may get into some of that stuff, but how y'all been?
I've been cool.
Right. Working.
Good. School's killing me softly. Hard, actually. Not even soft. It's very hard.
Work's been kind of slow, but it's going to pick up next month, so I'm prepared for that.
Hurt both of my feet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was that about you? You said something dropped on your ear. That TikTok.
Okay, all right. Let me clear that up because that was real. In the comments, I said it was just a joke. No, that issue actually happened. I only said it's a joke because people are like, "Oh, that's a lawsuit." So, and I was like, "Relax, it was my fault." So, right, we're getting this forklift ready for a customer, but they need certain size forks. So we had to change the forks off and put the new ones on. And the fork was stuck. It kind of sits in there like if the machine's sitting like this, the forks kind of hook on like this. And so I'm sitting there trying to push it down, push it real good. And the bottom is not secure. So I'm pushing. Next thing I know, boop, the top comes off, lands right on my boot. Mind you, I'm wearing steel-toe boots. But the fork said, F that. I'm going to land right at the where your laces are.
Mm.
And I thought, in slow motion, I thought, my foot's done. It's over. But it's good. Like it's been like, a month and a half, I think. And there's still a little bit of swelling, but like I can still walk fine. Okay. So I got lucky. Only 200 pounds of solid steel.
God,
not too bad.
Yeah, Gerard, you a strong dude. But anybody else with any interesting stories? I think I told one off the air, but I'd rather not get into that.
Looking for Stephen A. right now.
Hey, man, it's good for the body, man. It's an overrated stigma, if you ask me. But people, if you don't know, you'll peep what we're talking about. But any other story? Or we could just talk about the World Cup.
Nothing interesting over here, honestly.
Hey, bro, I haven't. All I know is school. What this podcast is going to be to me right now is y'all educating me everything that's happening outside of school. So I'm just going to be learning today.
All right, we could kick off with the World Cup and a World Cup that I didn't even think I would enjoy like that. I based off the injuries and the people that were supposed to be missing it, and it being in December and it messing up with other stuff I watch, I am hooked, baby. The World Cup is. I said I was going to avoid it, but I can't. It's been a great World Cup with a lot of big upsets. I think Qatar beat Argentina, but Morocco made history.
France just beat England.
Yeah, France beat England. A lot of crazy stuff. But what has been like the moment in the World Cup that any of y'all have seen that's like open your eyes, Vinny?
I didn't see it, but I saw a lot of TikToks saying how England lose to the US, and that's not even our sport.
They didn't lose. It was a draw.
Huh? Okay, it was a draw. But still, they said how you lose, that's your sport.
The funny parts were the memes. It was like the UK is 0-50 in Super Bowls against the US.
Did you see the one? Did you see the one where it said if America wins, you have to change it to soccer?
Yeah,
permanently.
Hey, England has never beaten the US in anything, though. Anything. What, the Revolutionary War? Who won that?
They took it out.
That's what somebody else said.
1812 was a draw.
Yeah, 1812. Who won that too?
Who saved their butts in both world wars?
Somebody said y'all lost the war and now y'all about to lose in soccer too. That's wild.
They created their names. The crazy part, because he used it. What I learned was for years I didn't know why is soccer, but it's because I think when it was still in its like early stages, to differentiate it from like rugby, they call it, so like it was because it's association with football, but then they shortened it to like a soak or a sock, and then just became sock a soccer or a soaker, and then it just got shortened down to soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, you better than me. I just, in my head, I was just like, man, they really socking that thing, huh? Soccer. That's what my mind went.
Yeah, but I'll just say for me, the best moment of this World Cup so far was seeing Suarez cry.
So who cry?
Suarez. Seeing him cry was probably the best moment for me. Listen, man, Uruguay won. You know what I mean? They beat us. They beat Ghana, and Ghana got knocked out, but
again
with us. And that man suffered. So thank God, yeah. Suffer.
I guess while we're on the topic of hate, I guess my happiest moment of the World Cup was when Mexico didn't make it past the group stages.
What's the beef with Mexico?
Salvador, and all of Central America.
Right. Okay.
And all of Central America don't root for Mexico. It's like a rule.
Okay.
That's what my boys said at work, because they're Salvador and they're like, fuck Mexico.
Okay.
It's because usually the stigma goes that because like Mexico, they're technically a part of North America, so they usually, a lot of Mexicans think they're better than everyone else in Central America, so they're like arrogant people, and so usually Central Americans do not really take to them very well.
Well,
so they always root on their downfall. So yeah, I'm a hater. I'll say it how it is. They beat us up every single time they play us, but regardless, I root on their downfall every time they step on that pitch.
So you're like me with light skinned people.
Wow.
I was gonna say,
Chris, I want to counting recording for like 6 minutes. 6 minutes worth of recording time. I
saw the analogy.
6 minutes worth of recording time, bro. He can't go. I don't think he's going to hold episode without bringing up.
I saw the analogy. I had to say something. It wouldn't be
you couldn't say Cowboys.
That too. Oh, that's actually worse. Don't even get me started. That's
Shamar, he had to bring it up, man.
He had to, bro. He can't. I really think Peter wants to be light skinned deep down inside of him. Because every episode,
you think I want to be like Drake? 21? Can you do?
There's other light skinned people.
No,
maybe you want to be like Drake. Who doesn't want to be like Drake? In reality, if you can switch If you can switch, Peter, you're a damn lie. You're a damn lie.
Look, I just want to be clear.
He must be a light-skinned Cowboys fan. That's what he wants to be.
Hell,
that's right. He might be.
Listen, no, hell no. No. I do not.
That's crazy.
That's what. But I had to bring that in there. It just wouldn't be me without it. But continue, Rod, if anything else.
Oh, no, that was it. It's just establishing my hate, and then you establish your hate as well. So
okay,
rain on the downfall for Mexico.
Okay. I never knew. But someone said I never knew that. That's interesting.
Respectable.
Yeah. Yeah. That brought tears of joy into my eyes to see them lose.
Tears of joy.
Yes.
Any moment, Shamar, if you watched the World Cup
I mean, I guess the Saudi Arabia team being Argentina, that was massive. And then I don't know. There's been a lot of good. I guess there's really just been a lot of good moments, but nothing like, oh my God, worthy. Other than the Saudi Arabia, but like seeing like a lot of like the smaller teams, not smaller teams, but like countries that you really don't associate with the big time soccer in terms of like the players they produce, beating like the likes of Germany didn't make it out their group. Like Ross said, Mexico didn't make it out their group. And you just see like Belgium, who was one of the heavy favorites to win the World Cup.
I think they were ranked number 2 in the world.
Yeah, they'll probably be they'll still be probably top 10 after this. But like seeing those teams lose, it's like with all sports, we love seeing some upsets. So that's probably the best part of it so far.
Hey, I will say though that as much as I hated it yesterday because like it brought more stress to my day watching Argentina have to go to penalty kick, but hey, that final set piece the Netherlands had to tie the game, you can't lie, that was pure filth, is what that was. The entire world was like, they're gonna shoot this. If I was a coach, I'm like, yo, we're this close, like shoot the ball, you know? Like nobody expected them to do what they did.
Let me tell you,
the fact that they scored a goal off of it just made it that much more like beautiful. Like it's like that's why I love this sport so much, man. Like that shit was crazy. I seen that. I was at work. I was on the floor. I was literally just frozen there for like 10 minutes. Like what just happened? That was crazy.
Yeah, I was telling people in the chat, soccer it gives you too much anxiety, bro. Because the amount of stoppage time they're adding now, like at first it was 3 minutes, like 3 or 4 minutes max. You get 5. Now they're adding like 11 to 10 minutes.
Back in freaking Qatar, the first game of the World Cup, there was like 9 minutes added on to it. I was like, they're playing an extra 15 minutes. Like, damn, they playing an extra time before they play extra time.
Like I was looking at like 10, like. I was looking at some of the stuff. I was like, yo, because Ghana won a game against South Korea. It was 3-2, and they added like 8 minutes. And I beg you now, every African was like, hey, stop the time. Stop the time. Stop the time. Why? And they would probably don't do it. And then when it was over, they were like, oh. But it's that type of anxiety that you get that, like, I kid you, football and basketball, you don't get that type of anxiety. I don't.
And I think the funny thing is, even if it's not your team playing, it just makes you so anxious. Like Argentina and Brazil, they're not my teams, but I was over here anxious as hell. Like, what is about that? Like, are these teams really about to lose?
I was. But the Brazil-Croatia one shocked me. That's shocked because I thought when Neymar scored I think he scored in the second half, like the first half of the extra time. And
I thought it was.
And then I was on a meeting, and I think the dude that I was talking to was like, he was Brazilian. It's like, oh, Croatia just equalized, and my family's all making noise. Like, your whole family? Like, we're working from home, so it's like, I know he's peeping too. So, and then I seen them just lose. I was like, wow. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, hold up real quick. Does that anxiety stem from like, because it's harder to score in soccer than it is in like other sports?
That too,
so.
and it's like anything can, like any mistake, like dog, you make one little mistake, bro. Keep like it's
one missed tackle,
which is wild because like you know like people talk about like being like on a DB island or whatever, but like you being that goalkeeper and there's like one dude just like standing in front of you and you're just like you got this giant goal and it's just like bro's about to kick it right there in that corner. I can't do nothing about that. I'm on the other side. He about to kick this ball 70,000 miles per hour and I can only go this fast.
But I guess it's also because, like, so, like, you know how, like, in American sports, you have, what, like, 365 million people in the U.S. So you have, like, you know, like, a few million, like, sports fans or whatever. So, like, if you let, like, you know, your team down or whatever, it's, you know, a fan base or whatever. But, like, the World Cup, like, it's an entire country. It's your entire, like, you know, all of your people, whatever. It's
sometimes multiple countries.
In a way, it's like it's bigger because it's like, you know, like for the U.S., for example, it's not all these individual teams. No, it's the entire country, like as a whole. It's like one mistake, like what Harry Kane did today when he missed that penalty for England.
We have to talk. We have to talk a little bit about that. We'll get to
this thing, man.
I know Samara, as an Arsenal fan, enjoyed that. I'll tell you that.
I was hot.
I'll get to that. But to Rod's point about like a whole country, I was in Ghana when the 2010 World Cup was in South Africa. Just, you know, South Africa. I was there. So when they were playing the matches, right, the first match, right, and I'm walking from home because I was still in school. I heard every television set of the match, and I could hear it while I'm walking. I hear everybody, and I think that scored off a penalty kick. I'm kidding you not, though. I could hear the whole country yelling and screaming. Like I heard the whole country yelling and screaming. And then when our homie missed the penalty and we lost, the whole country was like, it felt like a dead body dropped. Like like you could feel the whole feeling of the country is like, you can feel it. It's like it's a different. Yeah, the World Cup shit is different. It's different. Especially for third world countries.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for third world countries.
My country's not good enough to get in, so we don't know what it feels like.
Well, yeah, yes, they could go the next World Cup. They could make. They're adding more teams for the next World Cup, but
how many?
I think it's going to be 48.
No.
They're adding 48 or is it going to
No, they're adding. I think it's 30
like total.
I think it's
32. Going up to 48.
It's going up to 48 for the.
I was about to say they're adding 48. That sounds kind of crazy.
It's adding the world at that point,
right?
But you said you said Harry Kane missing the penalty, and who said they're happy?
I'll let Shamar go off on that because, you know, as an Arsenal boy, I know he loves that jump.
I don't want to say I'm happy, but it's more of, so last year when England lost in the Euros on penalty kicks, I mean, not to turn into a race thing, but the guys that miss it, they're all black. So it's more, all right, what's the backlash going to be? Because you have England's star boy miss he had 2 penalty attempts. He made the first one that tied the game at the beginning or like midway through, and then he missed one that could have really tied it again. So it's like, will he get the same backlash like the other players did? Or is it kind of like, because granted, England's also favored to win this as well.
Because Rashford and Saka, didn't they get their penalties blocked, right?
Yeah, Rashford, Saka, and Jadon Sancho all had their pen. I think Jadon Sancho actually missed his, but like all 3 of them basically missed the penalties.
It was Rashford, Saka, and another guy, right?
Yeah,
Jadon Sancho, which
okay.
And then Harry Kane skied it like 10 feet over the crossbar.
Yeah,
he definitely. I think he definitely should get even more of a backlash because that's like penalty kicks are kind of his thing, and like just watching that as a Tottenham fan, I'm just like.
And he's not a teenager either. Like
no,
you know,
he's like the captain of the team. Like
he's a seasoned veteran. Yeah, he's the captain of the team. This is his job. he does is score penalties, and he's guided, like, at least get it on target.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. I agree with y'all. I think that's why sometimes I have a problem with immigrants representing the country that they were born in, because like, fine, like you're born here, you know America, you know England, like that's your country, you were born there. Like, but my problem is if we mess up, blame the blacks, like blame the immigrant, like, you know what I mean? It's like you care more about what the talent we could give you more than you care about the individual. You know what I mean? That's just
because I feel like in that same instance. So like, I don't know if you remember the U.S. Netherlands game when Pulisic, like literally 5 minutes into the game, like missed a clear 1-on-1 with the Netherlands goalie, and like you haven't heard nobody say nothing about that. But had it been like, let's say like, had it been like Musa, or had it been Timothy Weah, or like any or one of them, they probably would have, popped it up to be even bigger than what it actually was. And it's like, well, your star boy Pulisic, who's supposed to be
the LeBron of soccer,
freaking my ass, bro.
and I'm at the point where I think he's overrated. Listen, I'm not really a fan of him no more. He's like, just in big time games, he vanishes.
America has a tendency of kind of like being privileged and over it. Like, I remember what they said about Freddie Adu being the next Pele. Yeah, that was ridiculous. I was just like, you have a tendency of doing that.
They put too much pressure on that kid.
Yeah, and they said that boy was 15. He's not 15. That boy was 18.
Yeah.
Boy was not 15. But like, America has a tendency of like overrating or thinking that. There was this dumb tweet that was around saying that, well, if Odell Beckham and what's his name, LeBron and what's the other guy, Tyreek Hill, if they trained, they could be better than Messi. Or the dumbest shit I ever.
That's a big if.
That's a big lie.
It's not knowing of anything about soccer, because if you know anything about soccer, it's like, these kids play from a very young age. They train themselves. They're in multiple camps. Like, it takes, you just can't say one guy is going to do like.
And that's why our program sucks here, because we don't have like soccer. Like, for us, I think it's more basketball. Like, kids playing basketball and growing up with basketball at such a young age, going to these camps or whatnot. I'd say it's our version of that. When it comes to soccer, we don't even have anything
like
close.
AAU.
Yeah.
Like, some people be on their AAU teams from like when they was like little bitty kids, and to like when they're like was it U18 or whatever, however high it goes up.
Yeah, and then some of them professionally start at 15.
Yeah.
So like that, a basketball here, you started what? They make it. They're making it they're trying to make it 18. I think in a couple of years.
I think I don't even think.
No, you can be sent to the G League.
You have to do 1 year after high school or something like that. Like,
okay.
Something like that, I think.
Either college or the G League. Was that it?
Yeah.
You guys go to the G League for 2 years or 1 year now?
I think it's 1
year.
I think like for like Scoot Henderson was different because he like finished high school early.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, yeah, man, just don't disrespect anybody else's sport just because you don't know much. But I do think America will get better going forward.
Yeah, they will. And I get the argument where people say like a such and such pro football or basketball player could be good at soccer with that if, but it just does. It's not. I don't feel like it's like applicable because like Ocho Cinco like he's shown like his was he playing like in a semi-professional league at one point for soccer?
What was that past it? I mean, he definitely. Ocho Cinco is probably one of the better football players that he just seeing what he can do with the soccer ball. Mm-hmm. He's actually pretty decent. So great,
and that's what I'm saying. Like he probably never actually played at all, really, except for like probably just playing around or whatever. He probably was never on the soccer team. But just like an athlete like that could be good at soccer, probably if you put them in the right position. But we don't have a soccer focused nation.
No, it's just football and basketball and baseball. and hockey on the low end.
Yeah. Then the U.S. just has too many sports. That's what the really big thing is.
Yeah.
We offer too many sports. Not offer, but like we have the ability to give kids a chance to try out multiple sports. Whether you go to a Ghana, you already know what sport you're playing.
Soccer. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Granted, yeah, you're playing soccer. You might dabble in basketball if you're like tall.
Soccer and track and field. That's the two things.
Yeah.
But it's mostly soccer. Yeah, soccer and track and field.
The U.S. is making their way up to soccer. I mean, like they got a bunch of young kids playing in Europe right now. So like for the next World Cup, I expect them to make a run, an even deeper run then, because you expect better from them. But I mean, regardless, like what Shamar said, we have a lot of sports, and the U.S. is the best in the world at a bunch of other sports. So I mean, just not to be the best in one, it's not the end of the world, but at least they're competitive. They're not just pushovers. And
because I stamped 12 years ago when I went to Ghana, the joke was America they can do everything but soccer. That was the running joke.
This whole conversation reminded me of y'all remember when I think it was some black lady. She was about to do I think she entered the Olympics for swimming. And they said, watch black people in 5 years take over swimming or something like that. This whole conversation reminded me of that.
That'd be funny.
Was she from the US? I forget. She was good though.
She was good. Yeah.
She was good, yeah. I don't remember what country she was from.
But since we got the semifinals coming up, I think Tuesday and Wednesday from the 14th. Oh, and shout out to Morocco. Don't want to do that. Shout out to Africa. We made the semifinals for the first time in history. I'm actually rooting for them against Africa United. I'm not calling them France. I'm not calling them France.
On the same continent.
Morocco got to do Africa a big favor and knock them out.
Because it's Morocco versus African immigrants.
Gotta knock the Frenchmen out.
Yeah, but and then who's on the other side? Croatia and Argentina. Who do you think is gonna win the whole thing?
Messi.
Wow. Yeah.
Messi. That's the only Spanish country left. That's who I gotta go for.
He's destined to.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Messi, but
it's the only
if Morocco does it or Africa United do it, I'm good. Yeah, but I'm not rooting for. I don't have no reason to root for Croatia. So I'm good with the other three.
They all old as hell.
I wouldn't be mad if Croatia wins it, but Argentina is the only Spanish-speaking country left, so I gotta root for them.
Yeah. All right. Respect. So I'm probably going Argentina as well. I just like Messi's my guy, and this could amplify his GOAT case. Even if they don't win, it's not like it's going to really change much.
I mean, if they do win, I'll even help people be like, nah, Messi the GOAT, bro. He got the World Cup.
Yeah. It'll amplify it for sure. But even if he does, the older generation will be like, Madonna and Pele, and I respect those guys, but shit, it's a different time. So I'll still put Messi and Ronaldo. Like, even though Ronaldo got knocked out today and people were on his ass about him getting knocked. I'm a Barcelona guy, but I appreciate Ronaldo when he was at United, the first run. That's when I really liked him. We used to imitate the shit with the legs and all of that. Like, I like Ronaldo. I like soccer players. When he went to Madrid, he became an op, so I couldn't really support him like that. But Ronaldo is a great soccer player. So all of this stuff about him, that I don't understand it. They benching him, and United benched him. They released him. He's getting paid in Saudi Arabia, but I don't get the hoopla with him. Like, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. Still, so I don't get the disrespect on Twitter or elsewhere. I don't get it.
I think it's because of the money he's getting. I think it's kind of like how I think it's maybe a year ago how a bunch of these, I guess, golfers, I think they're from the U.S. Open, but they went to this Saudi Arabian league purely for the cash.
Oh yeah, they paid. That's right. They paid them to come there, right?
Yeah, and then there's the whole political thing with Saudi Arabia. I'm not gonna get into, but I think that's where a lot of the disrespect comes from. It's like, oh, so you're just going for the money, even though you can make. No, I don't know.
Listen, man, 200 million. It's alleged. Is it 200 million a year or 200 million the total contract for 2 years?
200 million a season, I believe. 200
million a season. My brother, they're not paying anybody 200 million anywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's how much you can spend for a player.
Like the Saudis got that money where like you think Bezos rich. Saudis on a full.
If any of y'all were in his position, 37 years old, you won almost every trophy imaginable. Would you take that deal? Yes or no?
I'm taking it.
The trophies, I'm taking it regardless.
Listen, I'm taking it. Listen, I did everything.
That's generational wealth, man. That's what. It's like 2-3 years, right? That's $400 to $600 million.
Easy money. Listen, he could take that money and just say, "I'm gonna just chill out in Saudi Arabia," and then have them be his friends and make him more money. Like, no, like
I would say Brady with his Fox deal. Is it Fox?
Yeah. One thing about you go.
I'm gonna say like he doesn't have to play another season. He get that once he gets that Fox deal, man. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Like once he retires, he's getting it, right?
Yeah. He's getting it.
So,
yeah. Shout out to Tom Brady too for still being a GOAT and divorcing your wife and still like wanting that. Like I man, like he has to really be dedicated to his sport for like that to allegedly cause a divorce. And he's like. Listen, man, if I were him, I would have retired and I just have my beautiful wife and kids with me. But I don't know what his football like.
Yeah, in all honesty, bro, if that's truly the case on why they got like divorced, I can't imagine being like that. Just like football's calling me, babe. Like it's either me or football.
Yeah.
Football's always been there for me.
Pack your bags. Take the kids too. Take the kids.
I don't need them kids.
Goodbye, Scooter.
Don't even look like me.
They say winning can be an addiction, but it's just like, how much can you want to like? He's the only guy that I can say like he can literally say that. Yeah, I won more than Michael Jordan. I've won more than any fucking like on a professional team level. Who's won as much as Tom? I can't think of any.
Went to a brand new team and won that year.
Bill Russell got 13, but that was like 50 years ago.
Got
it though.
Yeah. We commend him for that.
I got 13 in 2K.
Yeah, that's the only possible way. But yeah,
he said it 2K.
5 in a row.
But I got Argentina for Rod. Shamar, who you got? I don't think I heard.
France.
Okay, that's a good pick. That's honestly a safe pick because they've been playing great. G.
I'm gonna go with Argentina, partially because I do want to see Messi win, but I think they can win it all.
Okay, Chris, you just give us the nation you root for.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't paid attention to literally anything. Like the only thing I paid attention to so far is like just the memes, and cause I haven't watched no TV. I haven't really listened to no podcasts. Just schoolwork and like audiobooks as I'm doing schoolwork and some music. So just being true to myself, I always bet on black. Is there a black team?
Morocco will be the Morocco or France. Morocco or France.
But we're going by naturally black. That's Morocco. That's not France.
There we
go. Yeah. You know what? Thank you, Rod. You had to. Good, you caught me.
You know what? Even though when I was looking at those players today, a lot of them did look Hispanic, is all I'm gonna say. So I don't know what they're doing in Morocco.
No,
Spain, since they're right next to each other. I don't know what they're doing over there.
No, Morocco.
It's got like a Spanish, Arabic, African influence.
You guys,
they're a melting pot.
Yeah, you got some Hispanic-looking Africans over there.
Yeah, they're a melting pot.
Let's be Arabic.
But yeah, shout out to Morocco. I'm picking Messi though, but if Morocco win it, I'm cool with it. No problems. But yeah, before I want to get into some of the music taste that anyone listen to anything new and exciting or anything they like this year that they've heard? Any albums? You know, somebody. I know somebody was working overtime a couple weeks ago. 21.
Look, bro. Hey, I'm telling you, this man is in love with this guy. Ain't nobody has to say.
Listen, the man dropped. What am I supposed to? I'm gonna ask you.
Nah, bro, but there's been hella people. I know I work there. There's been hella people that on drop, and that's the first thing you brought up. I'm just saying.
Why wouldn't it be? I do a job here, Shamar.
Go on and talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it because I know you wanted to talk about how good the album was.
Okay, let me ask you. Let me ask you. Since you think I'm gonna hate, why do you think I'm gonna hate? Listen, man, Drake is cool.
I didn't say you was gonna hate. I said you in love with Drake. You was low key.
Drake is a cool artist.
Right,
I'm not in love with Drake. I'm not in love with Drake. But
be free, my brother.
We do a show. We do a show, and I have to ask you. It wouldn't be a show without me asking you about Drake or OVO or whatever they got. The album. What are your thoughts, Shamar?
I like the album.
You like the album? Okay,
yeah.
I like the album too, but it's very Drake-ish. It's very Drake-ish. It's very Drake-ish.
Well, nigga, it's his album. What you mean it's very Drake-ish?
Like he's no. I'll be real with you. I like the rapping on here. I like the rapping. It's great rapping. I just can't say some of the stuff he says because it's just a little. 21, can you write bars to my pussy ass ex for me? I can't. I can't listen to stuff. I just can't. I can't listen to another man talk about you don't hang with 21. Boys.
Do your thing.
Yeah. That's you.
I do honestly want to know like what MySpace was he in when he wrote that.
I think people took it out of took it just because like people like Peter associate. As soon as you hear Drake,
look at this.
No, but even me doesn't do that. I was just thinking like do your thing, 21. Who's
you? 21? Like, no, it's like me telling Chris, man, go ahead, do your thing, dog. That's all it is. But then like people think Drake. It's like
I know y'all seen those parody videos they made in, bro.
I couldn't even watch half of them. I couldn't watch half of them.
Exactly, and that's the problem because people made it worse than what it was.
I tell you, Drake always sound like a bush lesbian, bro. Like it's like he sounds like a bush lesbian. I'm being real.
Hey, do your thing. See, look, bro. It's the exact thing. It's just do your thing. Like, bro, go ahead, do your thing, dog. Come on, man.
He sounded zesty. Pause.
Sound kind of spicy.
Can we cut that?
Zesty.
He sounded zesty.
That one is.
But I mean, listen.
Pause after that.
Listen, man. He's doing. It's a good album. It's not bad. Like if I was a DJ, like half of his album could be played. Like this is made for the clubs. That album's made for that's made for that. But it's good. It's better than the last album he did, which I didn't really care for. But it's good. You know, it's one thing. Any other thoughts? I think we've. If you listen to.
Do your thing, Peter. Do your thing.
do my thing. Hell no.
Do your thing, Peter. Do your thing.
Then he's out here dissing people's husbands. Dissing Serena Williams' husband for no reason. Talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Hey man, that's
he's repping Canada, I guess.
Yeah, he's aggressive. I don't know what got him. Like he's trying to be aggressive and like beige at the same. I don't get it, man.
Why he wasn't with that?
Don't get it.
What's that girl's name?
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Yeah, Adonis lookalike.
Because I saw. I guess. Wait. So hold on. Just so I can get this straight. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm completely out of the loop for a lot of this stuff. Were they a thing, or was it just something that didn't work?
No, she curved him and he took it and he started talking about it. That's what I think.
Oh,
curved. I think she curved him and he's, how dare she do this? I'm Drake. That type of.
Look, I can't tell you about what happens in OVO, but happens in OVO season in OVO. I just think he got
curved. He's
done is done. He might have. Look, like I said, hey, what happens in OVO stays in OVO. You feel me?
Stays in OVO. But yeah, yeah, but I didn't really. Me personally, I didn't listen to the album like that. I've been listening to the new Nas album and what else?
I still got to listen to that. I've been tripping.
I like it. It's probably my favorite album of the year.
I've heard mixed reviews though. Yeah. I've heard mixed reviews. Like it's literally like 50-50 in the sense that people either love it or they're like, I could live without it.
Depends on the type of Nas fan you are. If you're a Nas fan that still wants him to be rapping about Queensbridge and like drugs and just nigga shit, this may not be.
But they like the first two albums though.
Yeah, but this is a if you ask me, it's a continuation of what they've been already doing. So that's
artists evolve.
Yeah, it's a continuation. Yeah, like you said, artists evolve. So I personally think it's the best out of all four that they've dropped. But
is it 4?
Yeah, Magic. It's 3 Kingsies, but they did an album around this time last year around Christmas. They dropped the album called Magic.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But I thought you saying this was King Disease 4 for a second.
No. Just that amount of albums. Just that amount of albums. It's their fourth one, and I personally think it's the best one out of the 4. But yeah, that
is Diseases plural. Real quick.
No, diseases.
Sorry, I just thought about that when I said King.
Yeah, it is plural. It's multiple. It's plural. Yeah.
Diseases is plural, right? Or is it just?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's dizizzles.
I mean, that too is correct. I'm sure somewhere in the world.
Yeah, but
Zizzles.
Only in Sri Lanka.
Yeah. That and the Pusha T album are probably my favorite.
Sri Lankan fan base, please notify me if that's correct or not.
No, you good. But
shout out to MIA.
Yeah. That Nas and Push probably, and Nas, Push, Joey Badass, who else? JID and Kendrick. Those 5 have like the best albums of the, to me. Just me. You know. Yeah, those are my top 5 if I had to. But
I think I only listened to Kendrick and JID on accident somehow.
On accident.
Yeah, I didn't know I was listening to a new album.
It slipped into your ear?
Yeah, I just put in my ear. I was just like, I was like, I don't think I've ever heard this song before. And I was, this is new.
Caught you by surprise.
Because like you doing homework. I'm listening to stuff I've already heard. I don't want to listen to something new because I don't want to have to like listen to the lyrics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I man, leader of the OVO captain. I'll be cool. I ain't 21 Savage, bro. I ain't gonna be rapping back. I'm just be looking at you.
All right, fellas, it's been a pleasure.
All right, bro.
All right, see you, man.
Got you.
Boosters.
But yeah, any other thing, Gerard, Rod, or we could just go to the next.
Been
Go ahead.
I've been getting into jungle music. I never knew the name of it for years, mind you. Been hearing it since I was a kid. It's not racist. Been hearing it since I was a kid.
It's not racist. Hey, clarify. It's not racist.
Okay.
Try to keep a straight face.
It's like, all right, it's a specific genre of EDM that began in the UK rave scene in the 90s. And I remember you'll hear it in like, if you go back and listen, like you play some games from like the late 90s, early 2000s, you'll kind of hear it. It has like a specific drum beat. I think it's like the most sampled.
Like those adventure games.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Yeah. So there's this one song I was watching Abba and Preach, and
Abba and Preach. Oh, they are. That's a whole nother.
There's one video they're talking about something about UK people, and they pulled this video that they like. It's a song "Incredible" by General Levy, Jamaican reggae artist, and I listened to it and I was just like in a trance. And so I'm like, all right, I got to keep listening to this jungle music, this jungle mix. So I'm on Spotify, like hunting down this like jungle EDM type stuff, man. And I was like, yo, this stuff kind of it takes me back to being a kid. And like you hear, because I remember hearing it in like movies and TV shows because it's so specific. Like especially the drum beat. I don't know anything else like it. And so like what comes to mind is the Powerpuff Girls like theme song.
Yeah.
Like that's a I feel like one people might know. And I'm just like, I don't know. So I've been enamored with it. And Christmas music since Thanksgiving. I've just been on a Christmas music binge.
Miss Carolyn.
Yeah, I see Mariah Carey right there behind you.
Yeah, Mariah Carey.
She's looking at you.
That's her season.
Waiting for all them high
This is Mariah Carey season.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an there was an EDM wave a little bit this year when Beyonce did that record and Drake did that album. So there was, and I do like 90s. Is it dance or EDM?
Like EDM, like type of stuff you go like listen to it at like a rave and whatnot.
I'm forgetting the songs. They're in my head.
The Beyonce song with it's
Dun, 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 dun. I forgot the name of the song, but I used to hear it.
All the people doing the dance too.
Yeah,
you can start to see who's seasoned well and who's not seasoned at all. You know,
yeah.
My drift.
Wait, you said what?
Who's seasoned well and who's not seasoned at all. Like I saw one video that went viral, and I was sitting there like, just why would y'all post that? Why would y'all do that to yourself? Like,
oh, you talking about the dance where everybody be off beat, and it's just like this is not a hard thing to keep up with. This is just like 1, 2, clap, 1, 2. Y'all over here trying to swim through.
They couldn't even do. They couldn't even do that.
I don't know what you're doing.
They couldn't even do like the leg motion. They were like, looked like they're like a waddling penguin or something. Man, it was. I was embarrassed for them. Like, I don't usually get embarrassed easily from people on the internet, but I was like, why would y'all post this? Like, y'all actively, whoever did that whichever one of y'all friends did that is a hater.
Yeah, when you said waddling, I instantly thought of when SpongeBob dances, he does this with his legs, his arms.
He had more rhythm, man.
Oh man,
SpongeBob the goat.
Yeah, SpongeBob. Yeah, that's. I don't like what they've been trying to put. You know what? Let me not get into that. But
that's a come on, new.
No, I don't think so. It just comes. They just marathon it today. What they've done with like a lot of channels these days, because people don't watch cable, they just marathon things to death. So if you go to MTV, it's just ridiculousness or whatever. That's all they show. And then
on what's it called? True TV, it's just a Practical Jokers, just 24/7.
See,
which I don't mind.
I did notice that. That's why I don't even look at that channel no more. I'm just like, I can only watch that so much.
I could watch that show like years on end and never get bored of it, just because the stupid shit that they do. I don't know why. It's just even though I've seen it so many times, it's still funny because you know what's happening, but it's still funny.
It's because the pranks, like compared to these like new age YouTubers who do these damn like these fake pranks where it's at other people's expense. The pranks are on them. They're the ones who like they're bringing other people, but the joke is on them.
They're the ones who suffer.
Yeah, they're the ones getting made fun of, not the other people. That's like
they're the ones that are thinking about it like, damn, this is gonna be rough for me, or like, damn, like you know, I'm the one that's gonna be made look like a fool, not them.
Yeah.
They're champs.
It's stupid.
Yeah. The only pranks that I watch occasionally are like some of the YouTubers. They have African parents, so they do the stereotype. They do the stereotypical things to get them mad. So like saying, "Oh, I'm pregnant" or something like that, and this recording or like it was this guy called Deji. Yeah, he's a popular one. Yeah, I got a tattoo, and his mom, man, the reactions his mom had, man. Go get this tattoo off. Oh, you're with the devil now. Like stuff like that. So I watch stuff like that, and apart from that, probably Punked back in the day, but that's an old ass show. They don't do that no more.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
Oh.
I think my favorite one I seen like that was dude. It was an African dude too. He like he called himself like he's coming out to his parents like, I'm gay, and the dad was just like, told you. He was like, what? He was like, we thought we didn't know. It was like, this is a joke.
Joke's on you.
No, that's like I stamp the I'm gay ones is the most, because the parents are like most of the time.
You can see the
it usually is, but that one.
Yo, but you can get what they actually
just
think
like
about from that. Like he said, told you.
I told you that.
Just like you could just tell from his voice. It's just like, yeah, they just gave up on him a while. Yeah. It's like
I said it. I said it.
Wait, what?
I said it.
It is what it is.
I said it. I knew it when you were with that boy. I knew it.
With the TikTok, huh?
Yeah. Those Jedi, African parents have like a Jedi mind. Their mind, you just never unpredictable sometimes. Like that, something like that. You just didn't see. You won't see that coming. The kid did not see that.
No, he did, because like at that point it was just like, where do I go from here?
Yeah,
because this was not supposed to be real.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't supposed to agree.
And they'll still find a way. What's so funny about that? They'll find a way to still grill him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I told you, you're stupid. You are like they'll find. Oh my, foreign parents, man.
And I think him saying, I told you, instead of like being disappointed, hurt more.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just like we just been waiting for this. Like we don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
You want to prank us? Nah, we're gonna prank you. I told you. What?
But yeah,
see, that could have been what it was. He could prank them a lot too, so they just already knew. Because I don't know, I just seen the one video from him. That was
regardless, whichever way it's funny. Regardless, whichever way it is, whatever the reason, it's still funny.
Regardless, because the foreign parents are they're entertainers.
Mm-hmm.
Very much entertaining. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be like we're saying about Chris. There's not really much on Nickelodeon unless you watch like the what was it, the Nicktoons, where they put all the older ones, and they just
Nicktoons.
I forgot they have like two.
It's like Nickelodeon's version of Boomerang.
Yeah, it's like they just. I think it's called Nick Teen or something. They just show like certain like ones. Show
Nick?
like I think it's that. They show Keenan and Kel. They show iCarly. They show Drake and Josh. They show Cat Dog. Rocket Power. Yeah. They show those. They show those ones that are a little bit more for like teenagers.
What I find always
culture.
What I find hilarious is that I remember the days like as a kid when Boomerang was where all the old like Hanna-Barbera cartoons were. Yep. Like that used to be on Cartoon Network, man, because I was so upset when like Flintstones left, Jetsons left, Scooby-Doo, where he wasn't on there. And when I found Boomerang, it's like my eyes lit up. Like, all right, this is my channel. This is gonna be my channel forever. And I remember it was a few years back. I went to Boomerang for the first time in a while, and I looked. I'm like, is that Ben 10?
Right.
And like they got these shows on there,
bro. You know how old that made me feel?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Billy and Mandy, and was like,
yeah,
Dexter's Lab, just like lined up on that. I was just like,
Ed and Eddie.
Bro, how's the song here? It's supposed to be like another 50 years for it's supposed to be on here, right?
Yeah, because
is that Ben 10?
Because Ben 10 is like my little brother's era.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's in Boomerang, yeah, the fact that it's on Boomerang, that's crazy. Because
that's wild.
That's
and the fact that like they had a sequel series and a reboot series of that show. That's how old that show is.
They
wild.
rebooted it like 2 or 3 times, didn't they?
Yeah, they did a sequel.
The sequel, like Ben 10 Alien,
I think,
something like that.
Okay, it was a sequel.
They did two, I think, sequels that my brother says were trash, and I think they did reboot it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but that's crazy that Ben 10 be on Boomerang.
My favorite, I'd say one of the most goated shows of all time. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Man, I'm telling you.
You know what? I don't want to be disrespectful, but Trey Young, I'd say that like he would be one of the characters. Just the way he talks. And that's not just on. That's not what it is. I'm just saying the way he talks. Like Trey Young talks like a dweeb. I'm sorry.
Well, at least you waited longer to get that one out because you used to say that all the time too. But what's it been an hour now?
This isn't a light skin thing. It's just the way he talks.
He's growing within an episode.
Yes,
I know, right?
But yeah,
it'll only take him like maybe like once every like 2 or 3 episodes to even like say anything about it.
You can now exhale, Peter.
But yeah, Ned's that was I watched it a little bit growing up.
Speaking of Ned, that's what Pete Cookie, man. That character always killed me. Every time Pete Cookie came up in his gym sweats and his chains and his shades, like a split second, this man was cool.
Bro, I remember the very first episode when I think it was him and Ned were trying to get out of their class so they can get into class with what's her name? Mose, their friend. Uh-huh. And so I remember like this man had his glasses and he had a little like handheld mouse and he was like wired to his glasses. He's sitting there like scrolling through all the classes like through his glasses. And I was like, my head. I remember seeing as a kid for the first time. My head exploded. I was like, y'all can do that? Y'all got computers on your face? What?
We still can't do that.
Oh my gosh. Google Glass tried, but they failed.
Mm-hmm. Facts. My favorite was the remember the one flush where they flush all toilets at the same time. Hey, bro, tell me why I didn't think it was real bad at the same time. I didn't know what would happen. Right?
You wanted
so I was like, what if we did that? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be crazy if we just did that?
When
and then we tried it and nothing happened.
No, the biggest violator on that show was what's his name? Toot. He just walking through the hall, just drive by, and then just stank up the entire hall. Just have people just dying. I'm like, what the?
I thought you were going to talk about the one bite.
One bite.
Yeah.
Can I have a bite? Annihilate half your meal.
Or Backpack Kid. That was just, or like, man, that show was just great.
But I felt like back then, just to be real, back then, like when they had shows like that, like I don't know what it's like being a kid now, but being a dweeb or a nerd or anything like that, that was like, that was like below the ground when you would like, that was like, I really want to know what kids go through today because that was horrible. Like how they treat.
But you know what's wild? I never actually saw someone get bullied for like being a nerd before.
Yeah, I don't think
I saw like you might make fun of somebody for getting bad grades and then you might get beat up, but like never actually for like being a nerd. Like
like just for that reason.
I mean, like I think was that more of an elementary school, middle school thing? The calling someone a dweeb or like
not high school.
Not high school.
I remember middle school. I may have taken part in some bullying. I was getting bullied too. Yeah. From, dark skin, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but there's one kid, and I like, even after the fact, like to this day, I still felt bad. But his name was Tommy, and he had a cleft. Like, was it cleft? I'm not sure what it's called, but it's where
the lip is the thing with the lip.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and he kind of sounded like this. And I think a bunch of us made fun of him or would clown him. I think we're in high school. He was an a-hole, but like back then, like he didn't really deserve it, and so I felt so bad for him.
It changed him.
Huh?
I said all that bullying probably could have changed him.
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't get too bad.
Yeah, I participated in. Well, I was bullied, and I did participate in bullying, but participating in bullying, boy, that got me into some shit. So this one time, and this is like when I was starting to I was trying to like do stuff to get people to mess with me, right? So they were jumping this one, mind you's a white kid, and they were all beating him up, and I just hit him with one at the end, hit him with the back at the end. I didn't really do anything. I was just there just to, let's go get him. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go get him. And then I hit him.
Be a team player.
Yeah. So the next day, he only remembered me and told that the school filed charges on me. Yep. It's a white kid. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? Like, so I was like, damn, I hit you once. Like, I wasn't even beaten. I was the last one. I know. So I ran right after.
Damn, I should have actually beat your ass then. I deserve this.
Right.
Yeah, that was one occasion.
Worth it.
Yeah, at least I deserve this charge.
Yeah.
That was one occasion where I felt bad. And the second one was like, I didn't even touch the dude. I had a friend who was like bullying this one white dude for how he looked, and he started hitting him. And me, I was just ad-libbing. I was just like, yeah, take that, and just laughing at him. I was just laughing because my friend was beating up another white kid. I was like, you getting your ass whipped. Oh, you can't do nothing like that. That's stupid shit, right? That day I shoplifted, right? And my mom was, but no one knew. I didn't get caught for that. That's another thing, right? So I'm walking from a Walmart.
God knew.
Hey, yeah, kids, this is a lesson to learn from.
I'm walking from a Walmart.
He out here bullying kids, shoplifting, out here taking the last hit on people. Like, sorry, not sorry, as he curb stomps them.
And then laughing at people getting jumped. Like, sucks to be you.
So I'm coming back from a Walmart in the middle of the street. I wasn't even supposed to be doing this because I thought my mom was asleep. I see a car coming. It's my mom. Like, what? I thought you'd be asleep. He's like, nah. Some kid and his mom said that you beat his kid up and they want to press charges on you. I'm like, and at this time I did a lot of fuck shit. So my mom ain't believe. I was like, I ain't touching him. Mom, I ain't touching him. Like, no, you've been. Da-da-da. So we had to go to a couple people that were there, a girl and another guy, to ask them, did Peter hit his son? And they were like, no, Peter didn't do it. And then we had to go to their house, and I had to actually apologize for something I didn't do so that the lady wouldn't press charges. But it's just like, but I regret it. I regret the bullying because I should have told homie not to beat him up like that. I should have told dude to stop.
Darker space then.
But yeah, I was.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, it's easier to be a follower than a leader.
Yeah,
far easier.
You don't fully think things through, so.
Yeah.
I was from the church at the age of 8.
I believe it.
I mean, being born during an earthquake under a full moon kind of does that, huh?
At 444. It all lined up.
444. Okay.
I remember I stole all right, gym class, right? And the gym lockers are set like 3. This is like middle school. The 6th graders are on the bottom, 7th graders in the middle, 8th graders on the top. So I looked, I was like, where I couldn't find my shorts, my gym shorts. were gone that I got from Oshkosh B'gosh. I got it with the set with like a tank. And I remember I was looking around in like open lockers. I was like, oh, those are my gym shorts. Mind you, they were funky as hell. And so I took them home. And I told my mom, hey, I found the shorts. And then she looked and she smelled them. First of all, they were funky as hell. Second of all, she's like, where'd you get these from? I was like, yeah, they were in someone else's locker. They took them. And she's like, you know, these are 2 sizes larger, right? And I was like, what? Because I think I had like a small or a medium, and these were like a large X or XL. And they were like funky. My clothes were never that funky, but these were horrible. So I'm like, no, these are my shorts. These are my shorts. Who else has Oshkosh B'gosh shorts in their locker? And luckily, I think I just slipped them back into his locker. But that day, I was like, ugh. Oh.
Damn, I really just touched somebody's sweaty balls.
I know. Because we all know, like guys' locker room, dudes get funky.
Oh, we know.
Man,
Peter,
Yeah.
you're making Peter uncomfortable right now is what you're doing.
You know how much, like I told you about, like, well, in the football locker room sometimes some stuff will go on. Like, it's jokingly, because like Rod said, like everyone knew each other, but like it was like,
It happens everywhere. It's not just, Frederick.
I get tat in your butt when you go out to play basketball. I get that. That's happened to me. I get certain things like patting.
I know. Quick, isn't that weird though? Is that not weird to anybody else?
It's weird.
It's like you get hyped up for the game and you're like, coach is about to put you out there and then they just like smack you. I'm just like, I am demotivated right now. This grown man just smacked me on my cheeks, bro. What am I?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never had anyone actually do that to me. Like, it's always been like, like they dab me up and then they pat me on the back, but never like my butt. It's never been my butt.
Yeah, no.
A football coach will smack you on your butt real quick. Won't even like same stride, like get out there, go. Every time it's just like serving you up.
I'd rather you hit me head to head and give me a concussion than hit my butt at that point.
Yeah, I think for me, Africans tend to do that just on a disciplinarian level. So I'm kind of like immune to it when somebody does that. Like, hey, get your ass to work. Like,
nah, I would not know how to react. I'd be like, did you just touch my ass?
Yeah, and this is like not even like disciplinary though, Peter. Like if I'm being disciplined and I get smacked in my butt, like okay, well, I'm definitely not being motivated to do anything. I'm being disciplined.
Yeah. So,
that's not gonna be.
They're hyping Chris up. Like, yo, Chris, you better go get a tackle. Yeah, go sack the quarterback.
Yeah,
all right, get out there.
Okay,
get there.
Context.
And it's like, I don't want to anymore.
I don't think I want to go play, man. I don't feel. I'm gonna go home and think about this.
No, I don't need to ride. I'll walk.
In that specific context, agreed. But yeah, some of the stuff y'all say. You know what? I didn't go.
I promise you that. I promise you that happens everywhere. Promise you.
I didn't go to high school here, so my mindset is because.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I promise you that happens everywhere in America.
My brothers didn't listen. I talked to my brothers. I was like, "Yo, you telling me this goes on in Frederick? Any of this happened in Williamsport or North Side?" Like, no. I'm like, I would have heard it. Yeah, listen, man. Hey, shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody that went to Fred High or wherever in Montgomery County. Y'all some special people. Special people. I can't. But speaking of special people, Kanye West, and Kyle, I'm not gonna call Kyrie a special person, but Kanye West, he's been tweaking. I'm not gonna get into a lot of the stuff he says because we have a channel that we want to uphold, and
we ain't trying to get canceled.
Yeah, we're not trying to get on that. But I just want to ask y'all in general before I get to the Kyrie. I'll get to Kanye before we get to Kyrie. What are your thoughts on this dude just now? Because I'll just tell you. I'll just start off. I am really just, as a black man, as just a human, I just think they need to turn the camera off and tell him, just go to your house, go to sleep, take your meds. Because I've watched some of the stuff, like in detail, he's not talking from a guy that knows what he's saying. He's just talking just to talk.
Yeah, because and the thing that like makes it so confusing for Kanye, like he'll say something that's actually relevant and like has a point, and then all of a sudden he's just like, that's why Barack Hussein Obama should have been registered as an illegal alien. That's just like, wait a second, Kanye, where did
talking about?
It's because I feel like
you were making a point. Stop.
I feel like it's that artist mindset. I think also with him, I don't know what's going on mentally, but I know just as artists, I feel like trying to articulate stuff is pretty hard because especially a lot of artists think in very abstract ways, and just like, they'll say one thing, and for them, they'll say two things, and for them in their head, it connects like seamlessly. But for everyone else who's trying to describe it to who can't see what they're thinking, they're like, how did you get to this conclusion? How did you draw from point A to point B? And it's hard for them to kind of explain it. I mean, his on a more extreme level. I'm just thinking more just artists in general who can, I guess, see things in a more abstract fashion.
I think I would agree with you on that at the first part of his career, because he always had that problem with explaining himself.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to really talk. Like, he would just there's a lot of outbursts. People act like this is new. Kanye going on outbursts is anything new. I feel like then it was more like a art, like he wanted to, like, because his story, like no one wanted to sign him. No, like he was a guy he's, I would say, always knocked down the block. If you told him he can't do something, he's gonna do it. That's him. And when somebody is like that, they're always going to be frustrated, or they're going to always feel slighted, and they're going to have like these thoughts that, okay, what the hell is
I took that person.
Yeah, I don't know what this nigga's talking about. He used to do a lot of stuff like that, but I think now it's so bad where it's like, I just feel like he feels slighted by Black people and of certain people, or he feels that we've slighted him in some way. So he's just re-engaged. He's not saying anything that I actually think he believes. He's just like re-saying like white
controversial talking
supremacist
points.
Yeah, white supremacist kind of like thoughts and talking points. He's just regurgitating that, and he's not saying anything cohesive. Like, he'll go from saying that and then talking about Tom Brady marrying his wife. I mean, his ex-wife. Like, it's not anything cohesive. He'll talk about the industry, and then randomly say that George Floyd didn't die of what he died from. Like, it's just like, okay, we were talking about industry politics. How did this go to George Floyd? It's like nothing is complete thought with him.
Right. It's like he's setting up a map, and then all of a sudden he's just like, actually, we're at ABC, but I want to go to X real quick and Y, but then I'm gonna go back to Q. Then actually. C, I didn't finish talking about C. Now we're back at X, R.
And now let's go to Omega, Delta, Phi Chi Psi, then Shenron. Yeah.
It's just like he's all over the place, and it's not like there's no correlation to like his next like line of thought.
Yeah. And he's deeply suffering from the Snow Bunny crisis. Shout out to Dr. Umar. Deeply
From
suffering.
what?
The Snow Bunny crisis, Gerard. It's a new term. Very funny term, but you love who you love, but I hate it when people, especially when you're in a relationship with a person that you say you loved, like you do all these things, they leave you, and then you say, I miss my queen. But then you say, oh, she did this to me, she's the devil. All right, my dude, what is it, man?
Like, that's why it sucks, but I've just learned to kind of just, I guess, tune him out. He definitely needs some help, but that's something he has to do on his own. No one can force him. But I don't take him too seriously. You know what I mean? And people, like, especially nowadays, get outraged, and it'll be like #1 headline on the news versus Balenciaga's stuff.
Okay. You're talking about Kanye.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought you were talking about the Snow Bunny crisis. Is this getting a lot of attention? Have I really been that out of it?
No, it's real. The Snow Bunny crisis is real. It's real.
I was about to say, yo, this is wild.
Like all the people that have loved the
Kardashians. Right there with you, Chris.
Okay, so I wasn't the only one. Okay.
I mean, I was talking about Kanye and just like
I knew he was talking about Kanye though, but I didn't know about the whole Snow Bunny crisis.
Snow Bunny crisis. Yeah, Peter, please explain the Snow Bunny crisis.
The Snow Bunny crisis is when black men, especially in the industry, have this fetish with white celebrities or white women that they marry, and they go over the top with it. It's too over the top, and when they suffer from this crisis, they kind of neglect their race and put white people on a pedestal. That is a Snow Bunny crisis. And they put white women on a pedestal. They, because I think they don't like, or they have colorist, that's a whole nother thing. Thoughts about themselves, or they don't like themselves. They put white women on the pedestal like they're the best thing in the world. That's the Snow Bunny crisis. And
gotcha.
Some celebrities suffer from that. I'm not saying black people don't go for white women. Do what you want to do, but don't do it for like the dumbest reasons, because
like be sincere.
Yeah, be sincere with your love. Don't do it for some
like clout or some bull.
Yeah, do it because you really love the woman. Don't do it because you have an inferiority complex or something. You feel like you're inferior. You want to feel. Don't be like OJ. You know what I mean? Don't. So that's the perfect example.
The glove didn't fit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I actually was either yesterday or 2 days ago. I was just going through Instagram and our friendly neighborhood Dr. Umar showed up.
Oh God!
And he was, and like in this case, it wasn't saying in. I actually was really thinking about what he said, and I was like, okay. But he was talking about how black people, how they always go for these symbols of status, like black people, they go for the Jordans, they'll go for Mercedes Benz, the nicest liquor and all that different stuff, to kind of, I guess, flaunt their quote unquote status. And so what he was saying was that people usually do that when they don't have certain freedoms, or they don't have that actual freedom. So they use, these kind of, different.
Paint a picture.
Yeah. It's fake, not privilege. What's what I'm looking for? It's fake status.
Fake status, yeah.
That's what it is. Especially in poor black communities, like the fact that a pair of shoes is a status symbol is sad. You know what I mean? Not real estate, not business, but owning these pair of shoes that either they'll wear every now and again or they'll store away in a closet on display. But the fact that they have it is what they feel equates to true status. And I feel like the Snow Bunny crisis might be up there. One of them, just
Such a funny term.
Huh?
It's
such a funny term.
it's a Dr. Umar term. It's not I didn't create that term. It's Dr. Umar. So when you brought it up, I was like, yeah.
Okay, I was like, it sounds familiar. I was like, that sounds about right. Yeah.
But I mean, I agree with you there. We like to, like I always say, like a lot of foreign people, the access to wealth has been denied. So it's like we seek these materialistic things to justify our wealth to other minorities to say, hey, we moved on up.
Yeah.
It doesn't move you up. It usually puts you in debt. You know what I mean? So I think now our generation and further, we're learning and we're trying to get into like real estate and stocks and bonds, real things that are going to make you money long term. for generational wealth. But I can't really blame certain black people and immigrants, because now we have opportunities, but like in the 90s, 80s, 70s, when they were all coming here, none of them had like a template to know how to live in America. It's like,
right.
Oh yeah, no one knows how to, and even some black people, it's hard to know the template. You can't do certain things. You can't run certain businesses. They're going to deny you. We don't have our own banks. So like we have to go to other people to validate and ask for things. And, they see you live in a certain neighborhood or
they
have certain spending habits, they're going to deny you. So it's
understandable.
Yeah.
But it's nice that with each generation that passes, the next generation is becoming more and more educated about what true wealth and building not everlasting, but actual wealth is all about. And it's not about these material items. And just learning about the economy and how specifically this country actually works versus how either we're told or how we think it works.
Yeah.
And so that's nice to hear, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, it's nice to see. But speaking of people that, have given up materialistic stuff, have sacrificed a lot of stuff on themselves, Kyrie. That's if there's a guy that's called Mr. Sacrifice, and I don't give a damn about nobody else, it should go to Kyrie. Nike split ties with him for what he was accused of doing. But
wait, real quick, exactly what? I mean, you don't have to exactly say what he said, but what was it that he was saying? What?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was he randomly posted a tweet, and it was a link to what was it called? Is it Jews? Black Jews or something? It's something about Black Judaism. Black Jews are the original Israelites, right? And that documentary, that's in that documentary, it has a lot of anti-Semitic rhetoric in it. That's offensive to the European Jews. There's a certain name for those type of Jews.
Ashkenazi, is that what?
Ashkenazi Jews, yes. It was offensive to them because it was essentially saying that certain things didn't happen, or certain things didn't happen. So he tweeted that, and then it was just a lot of stuff that happened after that. There's a lot of stuff that happened after that. He didn't get suspended initially. They told him to apologize. He didn't really apologize fully in like 2 press conferences. He kind of said, I know who I am. How can I be anti-Semitic? Then he got officially suspended after some black people called him dumb, which I was really upset about. He got suspended. And then when he got suspended, the Brooklyn Nets put out like a list of stuff he has to do before he can come back, which I found very ridiculous. And then, eventually I think he did what he was supposed to do. He eventually gave a formal apology. And then now he's back playing, but he lost his Nike deal.
Yeah. He lost a few deals, didn't he?
He lost a few deals, yeah. Lost a few deals, endorsements. But my thought on this is personal. I think Kyrie ran about this a little bit, I won't say wrong, but he wasn't. When you tweet something that doesn't fully mean you're endorsing. Explain. Yeah, explain, but that doesn't, like, I'll say this. If you tweet something, it doesn't, or a link, it doesn't mean you're endorsing something or anything. If he has said, go check this out, this is an amazing documentary, then that's endorsing. He said that it was about recognizing black people in a certain light and him trying to find himself. Because, as far as black people, we've been like moved around. Some of us don't even know how to track our family members and to know who we truly are. So he's looking for that. And that's what he, in his explanation, was trying to say. So my only issue with Kyrie was he should have been more straightforward with how he did things and stop being emotional and like just say what you meant. Just say what you meant and say, oh, I wasn't trying to offend these people. And he didn't really do that. That's my only critique.
It reminds me of like the Kanye because it's as though, I don't know if they're not thinking 2 steps ahead. Like, if I tweet this out in this way, what are the implications? Like, I guess, I don't know. I'm thinking about all the different ways I could receive backlash, how big the backlash could be if I'm tweeting this out, especially if they are talking about anti-Semitic stuff. For him, I think he's just tweeting something out, just saying, hey, what was this? What was the tweet exactly?
The tweet was just a link to a movie.
Uh-huh.
And the movie was essentially talking about how the chosen people are black people that come from, where is it? Israel. Yeah, it did original Israelites. They're the original Israelites. That was what it was. But in that documentary, it made accusations about certain Jews, the European Jews, that they found offensive.
I thought it was about, though, that because I remember seeing something about that they said like the author or whatever of like the book or movie, whatever it is that he linked to, had like a history of like anti-Semitism or whatever. And I thought that the criticism was because they were saying that he supported that anti-Semitism or whatever, even though all he did was just put a link to a book or a movie. And you know how the media just overshoots everything, and they were just like, "Oh, Kyrie Irving supports this guy now," and it's like, no, that's not what he did at all. Like,
yeah, what I found to be very disingenuous, like guys like Skip Bayless and certain media folks. And certain players, like I didn't like LeBron's initial response. It was like he hurt people. But like, if I say this is to identify my people, I'm not saying I'm trying to offend these people. I'm just trying to find identification in me. I could totally disagree with that. I'm just trying to find my origins. So for people to take it out of context like that, it just, and we could look at the Jerry Jones situation, right? Where they found a picture of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found it funny that he's not getting any like backlash because that has a lot of context. That's not even, that's like he was there. He was there.
Literally there. Yeah.
That's context.
Can't even fight that. That's him. He's just
that's
there.
him. And then
that's you in
and then Brett Favre's being accused of something, but that to me is even like, that's a crime. What Brett Favre allegedly did. Allegedly. Let's just be politically correct. So it's like, I find like, with especially black athletes, and I know the timing was off because of the Kanye thing, but like, they will find ways to take you out of context and like paint a picture.
Especially because it's Kyrie too.
Yeah.
Because Kyrie's already kind of like, he already kind of puts himself out there to be the black sheep, and he's being treated that way now too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he does kind of put a target on his back, so he does become like an easy victim.
Yeah, that is the thing with the vaccination. I think the thing with the vaccination and the Brook, that I think was the catalyst for why people have been on him. But now that you look back, he's not vaccinated and he's playing right now. So it's like, what was the fuss about? Y'all was, and to me, the loser in this to me is James Harden. He should have then waited. He should have just said, "Let me just be patient." He's gonna look back and be like, "Damn, if I just waited." But that's a whole other thing. But
I mean, that's like saying he's even gonna think about it, because being real, I don't know how heavily like it weighs on him or anything like that, but personally, I don't think I'd think about it too much.
I think if Harden never ever wins a championship, that's something he would.
He's gonna blame him on that COVID vaccine. Man,
he won't blame it on that COVID. He's not blame on the COVID.
I would have won that shit for real.
No, he won't blame it on the COVID. No, he won't blame it on the COVID. Really, shouldn't be the COVID. He would blame it on the state of New York for just being dumb and not, But they uplifted it eventually. But I mean, Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. He's done a couple of things that people can like target him for, because he does say some buck wild stuff like the Earth flat thing.
Yeah, because like he's the type of person who will like even like the Earth is flat. Like he doesn't mind supporting a theory that he thinks is right without any actual like evidence, and he'll say like he's doing like research and stuff for it, but clearly he hasn't. Because like like you'll hear him talk about it, it's like he's just saying things that other people said in other interviews.
Yeah, he does.
About this.
What I find hilarious though is the fact that is how upset people get over this. And there's a part of me that likes to take a step back and I just watch. I see people who have the energy to tweet just either, I don't know if it's like hurtful or I don't know, but just tweet stuff out to him, and especially back with the flat earth stuff. And I'm like, why are y'all upset? Like, why? I don't understand why they are so upset with this athlete that believes in flat earth theory. If it was like, I guess, a legitimate scientist who is known for, hey, this is my field of study, and I believe that the earth is flat, like a true trusted scientist, I think that's a bit different. But the fact that he's an athlete, I guess because people look up to him, and in that sense, they get upset, like, oh, you shouldn't be, I guess, thinking these things or having these kind of thoughts. You need to be on the same wavelength as us. We look up to you. Not that they probably won't say that, but I don't know. I just find it hilarious.
It's just dumb, regardless of whether you're a professional athlete, a celebrity, or like a regular human, you're entitled to your own opinion. If he wants to believe the earth is flat, he can believe the earth is flat. Like, why does that bother you so much that you have to go in on the internet and like literally, bring him down because he said that? Like, it's not a big deal.
That's how good we are, man.
Him thinking the opposite of what I think is not going to affect my day or, make me depressed or whatever. Like, okay, he believes the earth is flat. It's not, but okay, it is what it is. We both go about our day. It's not that big of a deal. Right.
And I think like it's just the fact that he's definitely a natural contrarian. Just because like he will
Kanye
grain. But like a lot of, and he's definitely not the only athlete or celebrity out there that is like that. But he's just the one that will consistently like hold his ground or just speak it out there regardless of what anybody says.
Like he's open about his beliefs. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yeah, so
no filter.
People don't like that.
Yeah,
they don't like someone who like who talk. They just want him to keep quiet and like that one reporter said to LeBron, Shut up and dribble. Yeah,
still a wild statement to me too, bro.
Yeah, she's from Fox.
Yeah,
she's
but we don't. She's
not even a snow bunny. She's just male. You know what I mean? Like that's not snow bunny crisis. That's mayo crisis. That's a mayo crisis. Boy.
Hey, I like mayo on my corned beef and rye.
Listen,
okay, she's stale mayo.
I would have added to that, but this is y'all show, so I'm not going.
Listen, mayonnaise.
I'm gonna just.
It's like you need a little bit of too much mayonnaise is a little bit, just a little bit. It's just not. Yeah.
It's rotten.
Yeah, but
mayo. Yeah, it's stupid.
I know what you said. I know where you got that from.
I'm just sipping my tea.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I mean, to your point, I think Kyrie's very free spirited. When you're free spirited, especially a black free spirited person, there's always a way people are gonna find to, take stuff.
And people hate that.
Yeah,
they want to try and hit you back down.
Right,
conform to the
free spirited contrarian, does not care what you think.
Yes,
that's a dangerous combination for a lot of people in in entertainment business.
Yeah, it's
that's with Kanye and the "Make America Great Again" hat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I see what he said. He was asking Trump if he
to be his running mate,
vice president.
Kanye is a wild dude, but you know what? He got his own beliefs, so just let him rock with it. And when he says some offensive stuff, like, okay, then, you know, it's like, all right, it's okay to speak out on it. Like, you know, with what he did with the whole Hitler thing. But like, other than that, I mean, it's.
Yeah, that specifically.
What if he actually got elected?
You know, I would like to say.
I don't want to see that America.
I don't. Yeah,
it shows a lot about our country.
Our president's name is Ye.
I would like to say,
President Ye,
President Yeezy.
We'd be in World War 4 or 5 if no.
At the same time.
To the Hitler thing, I really thought like his narcissistic thoughts are so crazy that he said he could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas won't drop him.
Pinocchio.
And the day later, the next day, they dropped him with the swiftness. So I don't get I really don't get the narcissist level that he's at. I just think he's so far gone. I say pray for him, but
Kardashian really did a number on him.
Listen, man, if the snowbunny crisis is bad, but the Kardashian curse,
everything the Kardashian touch turns to shit.
Boy.
Hey, this man don't want to take his medication no more. He just like forget everything. If I'm going out, I'm going out me.
Could you imagine if they actually were like witches or sirens?
No, imagine that? Look at it like this. Not? Ray J, the tape. Ray J with the tape, and they've made him look crazy. Lamar Odom went to crack. Kanye's going crazy. One of the dude, was the husband. He became he transitioned. Like I always say, you can do whatever you want, but
don't shoot layups.
Devin Booker lost the NBA Finals.
No, Devin Booker got owned by Luka is what happened.
Well, that too. That too. But dang, people out there, just stay away from the Kardashians. The only one that survived is Travis Scott. No, actually, he had
because Astroworld.
The Astro, damn.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
Hey, man. And Scottie Pippen's wife, she's associated with the Kardashians. And just look at that mess. Jordan's son is dating Scottie Pippen's wife.
Mm-hmm.
I had a conversation.
That was real?
Yeah, that's real.
That was real. I thought that was a meme.
Hey, I had a conversation with somebody if it was right or wrong. And they thought there was nothing wrong with this. They would do the same thing, but I'm not going to say the person's name.
Hold on.
Rod, you know what I'm talking about.
All right, let me hold on. Are he and are Scotty and Larson together anymore?
They're divorced. They've been divorced. I think they're divorced now. They've been divorced. I think they've been divorced for like 2 years now.
I think it's odd because how long were they married for?
Well, I think from 90, if I have to guess, like I would say Scottie Pippen's last year with the Bulls. So 98, 99.
Okay. I'm about to say, because I guess she's seen Jordan's kids like as kids.
Mind you, I'll keep this, I'll put this in the context. It doesn't make it any right or wrong, but she was very young when she met Scottie.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael and Scottie didn't have like the relationship that everybody thinks.
Yeah, no.
They were just co-workers. So she probably doesn't know him like that before.
But they definitely saw each other when she probably saw him when he was a little boy at some point.
It's just for me, it's just the principle. It's just like they didn't.
But okay, other than the seeing them when they're young, I don't think there's anything really that wrong. If they're divorced, like they're separate, divorced.
Listen. If Gerard, hear this.
Uh-huh.
She was Scottie Pippen's wife.
Yeah.
That's Michael Jordan's son.
Uh-huh.
He's young.
Yeah.
Younger.
Uh-huh.
This sounds, and she went to be with him in a relationship, and this sound, I ain't gonna hold. This sounds like a PORN. Like it does not. This sounds like it just sounds.
Yeah.
Weird. You don't mess with.
It doesn't sound unethical.
That's what somebody's.
I think it sounds kind of odd, but I don't think it's like unethical where they shouldn't. That's where I'm at.
It just sounds weird to me, to be honest.
Weird, man. I feel like if I had what's it called? If somebody is married, right, and you know their coworker, and they used to work together, and it's like they had a bond as people that worked, and it's publicly known.
Peter, I'm gonna stop you right there. That's a Hallmark movie. Don't do it. That's Hallmark.
You have to stop me. You have to stop me because doesn't it just?
No, I'm stopping you because that's a Hallmark movie, dog. You know, you're gonna be like, have you heard of it? Like, I have because it's Hallmark, bro. They got on like 3 every year, at least like that.
They weren't buddy friends though.
It's not about.
I think that's more. I think that.
But it's more.
Wait, are you talking about in the movie, or are you talking about in Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan.
The movie.
But it's like it's public. Look, it's publicly known that it's also an age thing. They're in a certain age group, and it's publicly known that they're co-workers and they've worked to win championships. Right? Yeah. And you mess with the co-worker's son.
How old is his son?
He's grown, but like. I still don't think. No, I just think it's weird. It's just weird, and like it's also because it's public. Like you meant, I'd not do. Nah, hell no.
If they were chatting up while I guess they were still married, and then she ended up getting divorced, and then it kind of transitioned into a relationship, then it's like, okay, there's something going on here during the divorce or during the marriage. But if it's after the fact, I mean.
Put it this way: would you like if you knew a coworker, right? Your coworkers, not the best of friends, right? Mm-hmm. Not the best of friends, and he has a daughter, right? Would you, as a daughter that's of age, would you date his daughter?
Hold on. So if I have a coworker.
Yeah, if you have a coworker.
His daughter's of age.
And she's of and his daughter is of age.
Uh-huh.
Would you date his daughter?
How old is the daughter? You said of age.
Yeah,
not 18.
Like she's like, let's say you're 40 and she's let's say she's 22.
Also the age thing plays a role too.
Let's say she's 24, 25. And you're like 42. All right.
Then no, but only because the age thing. If I'm 27, like I am now, and she's 24, that's different. If I'm 40, I'm not going out of my way to date a 24-year-old,
bro.
Because we're not even mentally on the same.
I dead stamp. She's in her 40s, and he's probably in his early 30s.
I think that's fine. I think it's fine. That's like a 10-year gap, and by the time the difference between a 20-year-old and a 40-year-old is different than like 30s and 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's kind of odd, but it's not. I don't think it's as odd as people.
Is she only in her 40s?
Let me check. Let me do this quick because
I thought she was in her 50s. I mean, I don't know. I don't keep up with her
Larsa Pimpin. Age. She's 48.
Okay.
And Jordan's what's his? It's not the eldest one. Michael Jordan's son. It's Marcus. I think his name is Marcus. He was born in 19. So he's 31 and she's 48.
17 years.
I don't see that. If he was like 20, like 4 or 5, or like early to mid 20s, and she's like near her 50s, I think that's different. But like, if he's a grown man, like in his 30s, older woman, I don't really see the issue here. And if it's like my friend that I work with, if it's like y'all, and like God forbid, like y'all have, like,
I hear you.
Yeah, that's different. That's where I'm like, that's a little. But okay. But especially you're talking about the relationship between Jordan and Pippen. It's not like Larsa and Jordan. It's Scotty and Jordan. And you already said their relationship wasn't buddy.
It wasn't buddy.
Co-workers.
It wasn't buddy. But to go at the son, I just find it to be weird. Personally, I just find it to be weird.
You think it's more like grooming? Is that what you think?
It's not grooming.
It's not grooming. He's a grown man, but it's just weird. That's because of it's mostly because of the person she's doing it with.
Yeah. Oh, then in that respect, yeah, it's just like it's kind of like even though they aren't, they aren't like related to each other in a sense, but like they do. There are dots that correlate them together.
Listen, like Scotty and Jordan, they weren't best friends, but there's a bond there. Winning championships, do it like you don't have to be best friends, but when Shaq and Kobe, they're not best friends, but there's a bond there because we won championships together.
Yeah.
So in that world, you're my dog. In that world, you're my dog. So I feel like in that regard, you messing with it's just a little weird. But yeah, that's my. But yeah,
what if they're the same age? Would it matter?
That's another. I mean, that's just me. I don't.
They're the same age. Then that's a question on Scotty because
very, very, very.
She either be too young for him or Jordan be 10 years older.
Yeah. I think the aging is kind of playing a factor, but that for me, I'm just like.
I guess 7 or however many years older.
Listen, they're both grown adults. At the end of the day, our opinion is just we find it weird. They can do what the hell whatever they want to do. So, God bless them. Just know I would not be doing that.
Even think about it.
Yeah, I will not be participating in any activity as such, though. But that's me. Well, that's it for the show. This is going to be the final episode of the year till we come back next year with whatever we got.
Happy New Year, happy Merry Christmas, guys. Anniversary. We missed that. I don't remember the date anymore, but
we're on our 3-year anniversary.
Was it September or August or September, October?
It was in November.
November, yeah.
It started in November. So it's been 3 years since we've been doing this. We've had a name change. We've had, different times. We've had a lot of things.
Name changes, hiatus.
We've had a lot, but we're still alive. We're still gonna give you content.
Pancake batter. Had it all, man.
Yeah. Like Aunt Jemima.
What haven't y'all had, man? Ain't Jemima done changed up? Was she a Great Mills now?
It's like we need Pearl Mill or something.
Yeah.
One of these days, we need to do like a compilation of like the greatest moments. Or I think my compilation dissing a certain people, like that, and just post it someday. But we need a compilation of our greatest moments and funny moments.
Give me 6 hours and pack of Capri Suns and we're straight.
I'll bring the pancakes.
Oh yeah, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. This reminded me of something. This reminded me of a joke, but shout out to Patrick Mahomes. All you were there when I did that one. That was.
Oh man.
Shout out to him. I think him and Jalen Hurts were MVP. Him and Jalen, they have something in common.
As much as I hate that he's on the Eagles, I got mad respect for my Bama boy.
My team might go to the playoffs, but hey, it is.
Who knows?
the two on the bottom, I would like to ask about their football takes, but we have time, and I know Rod would not want to go into that because I see a lot of what he says on Twitter. And
no, I don't even watch football anymore, so it's crazy.
I'm starting to get to that point, so
yeah, you know, I mean, like, what's it's an okay sport or whatever, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna sit down and watch it.
My team just depresses the shit out of me whenever they play.
Hey, I remember one week, I go on Twitter. Damn AJ Brown, damn you Lamar, fuck the NFL. Fuck the NFL. And you know who said you know who said those 4 tweets? Him and his brother. I was like, what are the Hardy Boys?
Oh yeah, man. You know how it be.
Oh man, but yeah.
That have to be a topic on its own because I could ramble 2 hours about that shit.
Yeah.
And that's the part that sucks because y'all have expectations. For the last 20 years, we didn't have any or barely.
I'll leave it short with the Washington football team. Sell the damn team to Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z, and let's move on.
My expectation now is to fire the head coach. Shit, anything less than that, I don't want it.
All right.
My expectation is a new team. I'm petitioning for anybody to draw me into their new team, fan category, whatever you want to call it. I'm open.
Mexico City's getting one, I think.
Chargers, what's up? Dolphins, y'all kind of corny, but I still look at you. And honestly, anybody really, the
kind of corny,
standards are very low. I just
join Mexico City's new team.
Just go to one of those young rebuilding teams before they blow up.
Right.
Go to Detroit.
Detroit.
Go to Detroit before they draft Caleb Williams.
I
was here before the hype.
Yep.
Like right before the draft. But yeah, we'll probably talk about the playoff. We'll talk about next show. We will talk about the playoffs because there's a specific team that's gonna mess up, and I'm gonna be here talking about it and laughing and
right here.
Yeah, they're gonna do their yearly thing of they're gonna do it every year. But that's it for the show. Shout out to our boys Gerard and Rod for coming on, supporting us, coming back on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Let them know your Twitter handle, if any. Twitter and IG, if you still use.
You probably don't want to be on my Twitter, so just it's PG-13, rated R.
Yeah.
I'm barely on Insta. I'm on Pinterest nowadays. But at Geronimo B28, I think on everything.
Okay. Chris, yours?
You can catch me on Instagram at Everybody Loves Chris, and Twitter is BigChris_57.
Okay. And let me give you our IG handle real quick. I'll be forgetting the new one. So R is the official Kickback podcast on IG. Our Twitter handle, we have to rename it, but
I think I already renamed it, but I forget what it is.
Yeah, we'll come back with that next episode. But my personal is at Kofi Peter and at Peter Kofi on Twitter. So those are our handles. We love you. Happy New Year in advance. Merry Christmas. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, now bye.
We at the kickback. We at the kickback. We at the kickback. We in the kickback. We in the kickback. We in the kickback. Yeah, we in the kickback.